Welcome back to my channel. I am about to do my lashes and then film my Q&A. This is my 4th time using my new mirror mount and it's super clutch. One thing I will say though, make sure you guys keep the film that comes with it for the sticky back, so that way when you take it off, you can cover it back up, unless you're gonna like store it somewhere where the sticky part doesn't get stuff on it. So I cover mine back up so like no lint and stuff gets on it. And yeah, I'm sure this can be wiped off, but literally just a piece of film. So definitely keep it. It's so crazy because I've recorded several videos of me doing my lashes and they all suck in my opinion, mostly because of the camera view. So it's been hard to like do it and like be in front of the camera but like look at myself and all that stuff. So anyway, now that I'm kind of like situated with it, I am going to try to do this again and have it for YouTube. So I'm going to film my Q&A after this. So I don't even know what, I guess this will just go with, this will go with the Q&A. So I'm like, I don't even know what part this will be because I already started filming a vlog for after my Q&A goes up. So anyway, we're just gonna get into it. Let me start with the lashes that I use. These are B&Q lashes. I think that's the brand name. This is a D-Mix. So they are in sizes 8 to 16 or like length 8 to 16. And I believe the reason why they're called D-Mix is because it's a D curl versus a C curl. But they're from Amazon. I love them. They're super easy. And I say this multiple times in other vlogs, I like that I can lash map my eye and not just have like super long ones and then, you know, all that good stuff. So I'll probably do 10s, 12s, 14s. I only have 4 16s left. So that'll be the two outers. So yeah, 10s, 12s, 14s, and then my last 16s. I was gonna order some with my last Amazon haul, but I was like, slow up on your spending, girl, even though they're actually like super inexpensive, like $7. But anyway, I'm gonna order some more. I'm gonna order some more now that that last order's done. So let's just get into it. Let me just get into it. These are also, this is the Falscara, their original like Bond and Seal, and the original Kiss, what's it called, applicator. So the last time I shared this, it was I did a YouTube short and I just posted it. I really didn't care, but the quality of it definitely could have been better. But again, it's just like hard to record. I think I had my phone propped on my like faucet head. That was one before I had the mirror mount that I have now, which also works for phones. And yeah, I just wanted to record it. So anyway, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna make this actually look like something, shall we? Shall we? So sometimes I will put extra bond on my lashes. I'm gonna start with 10s just for extra hold, and it usually holds super well. And yeah, I just really haven't had any issues with these lashes. Sometimes I've applied them like one too close to my lash line, so then it like is like uncomfortable. Actually, let me do this. So yeah, I've applied them to, there's only been like 2 times where I've applied it too close, like one of them to my lash line. So that was kind of annoying. Let's see, that's 10. I've got to seal them. So I do two things. I basically do that. And seal directly. And then, y'all know I talk a lot, so basically this is just me going in and making sure my lashes are sealed, making sure there's no extra glue, and that's pretty much it. I'm just wrapping this up. Okay, so y'all done my lashes with me, and now let's get into the Q&A. I screenshot the questions that people asked, and then there were some other questions that I was asked that weren't able to be, like, they weren't in the, what's it called, in the box or whatever. So I kind of want to back this up. So baby toys and all that stuff is fine. So I screenshot those two because I figured might as well answer those. So let's just get into it. I am not doing these in any particular order. It's just based on my screenshots. So the first question is, how are you so damn fly every damn day? Like, whew, emoji. And that's a real question, didn't make it up. And the truth is I'm not fly every day, but my like staples for keeping myself together are lashes and having my nails done, even though they're not done right now. And I would say doing my hair to some extent usually helps me stay and feel put together. Obviously if my hair is braided, like it's super easy. I don't have to do my hair. When my lashes are done, I just wash my face and like go on about my business. And then I just try to wear stuff that makes me feel good, makes me feel confident. I love a good matching set. I love a crop top. I love things that just make me feel good and not feel like a mom, if that makes sense. And that could be interpreted multiple ways, but I just, I think I had said this in, you know what, actually I had said it on Lemon 8. So I still use the new platform Lemon 8. Like I kind of like, not like fell off, but I kind of just like stopped posting there for a little bit. But anyway, I still use that platform. And I was talking about how as we become moms, I feel like everything is geared towards us like leaving behind our old life. And like, yes, obviously as a new mom, you leave behind your old life. However, you're not like less of who you are just because you became a mom. If anything, I feel like there's just more to you. You know, you've expanded, all of those things. So saying all of that to say, I just want to still feel good, still look good. I work from home, so the amount of times that I'm like actually going out is really, really, I'm not gonna say slim to none, but it's just a lot less than the average person who gets up and like leaves for work. So I just want to like, you know, feel good when I'm at home, and like though I'm taking care of my baby, it's like I still want to feel good. You know, my husband, who also technically works from home, but like when he's out and he comes home, you know, it's like I still want to look good and feel good. And my dog is going crazy because our neighbors are walking by. But anyway, I just like still want to feel good and like look good, and not only feel like I have to do it when I'm leaving, but then it's like when I'm not leaving, you know, it's like being able to just still really knock it off. Still being able to feel good. So to answer the question, that is like, those are the little things that I put into myself every day, like my skincare, my perfume, my fragrance, all of those things mean a lot to me, and just really enhance my at home work from home, stay at home lifestyle. So yeah, and then the pandemic really just taught me to appreciate a lot of things at home. I feel like that was when I was really like, I mean, just being at home in general, that really taught me how I wanted to like be when I was at home. So shout out to 2020, shout out to the pandemic, even though there were some not so good things that came from it. Yeah, I feel like it taught me it taught me how to be fly at home. Because I was pretty fly going out. I'm pretty fly going out. But yeah, so I hope that answers the question. The next question is, what goals do you have for your influencing career? And this is a really good question because right now I'm in a space where I don't want, so I feel like I've even started doing this lately, like the way that I'm sharing, the way that I'm even sharing links and stuff, I'm just doing things a little bit differently. I don't want it to, and this isn't a dig at anyone who may share, tons of links. Like there are people who share tons of links and I'm like, perfect. Like that's, what I'm looking for. But I think I really just want to take my brand in the direction of like an actual lifestyle brand. And not that it's not an actual lifestyle brand, but like being a blogger and having a personal brand. And I've actually seen this conversation come up in the social space. Like there was a point, and even like I was pushing this, it's like everyone needs a personal brand, everyone needs a personal brand. And while I still feel like that's true, the burnout, what the like article that I was reading, or like the blog that I was reading said, was burnout comes quicker because you are, having to use yourself, if that makes sense, to do all of the stuff, versus like having, and not necessarily like having a team that does it, but like, I don't know how to describe it. it was a good read and it put good things into perspective. But the short story is I really just want to focus on making Daily Dose of Luxury like a hub for stuff. Like I really am into the long form content. I always have been, which is why like having a blog was always important to me. I'm working my way back onto Pinterest. It's just different, things are changing and I'm trying to figure out what that looks like for me on that platform, especially just like with idea pins and stuff. Like I feel like having long form content like this, reels and stuff, like that stuff is pretty normal because I can, speak through it. But like with Pinterest, it's just a little different. So I feel like I'm in this space, which is why I've also, kind of switched my feed. Look, like I wasn't posting in feed for a little bit. So I'm just in a space where I'm like, what does it look like? What does Daily Dose of Luxury look like now that I'm a mom? Now that I'm in this like second phase of the creator sphere, the creative space, if that makes sense. I am now, I feel like, in that like second wave of my creator journey, and I just really want it to be more long term. I don't want to, and maybe it's not so much because I do like being like the face of my brand, etc. But when I think of like what I would like to do, I think of like Skinny Confidential Lauren Bostic. I love how she it's like she did it opposite, and I am still glad that I switched my name back when I did. But it was like she had her brand Skinny Confidential, and then once it got to a certain point, and like once she was putting out merch, then it was like Skinny Confidential now become its own hub. She obviously has her podcast, and then her what was Skinny Confidential before she like switched it to the merch side is now her personal page. So I would just really like to elevate everything and really just make it like, yes, a business, even though it already is to some degree, but like I really just want it to be a full-blown lifestyle brand. Like I don't want it to always just be me like recommending things. Like I just want it to be this real solid hub. So that looks like merch, that looks like products. Like I really want to hone in on that and navigate that space. So I think that's where I'm going. Definitely YouTube is for sure the next step. I have this like thing because I don't always want to teach things, even though teaching things is helpful, like providing value. It's not that I don't provide value, but sometimes I just want to like live my life and not always need to be like the educator. But it's like obviously people like look to me and like look to others for certain things. So I am figuring out what that looks like for me right now, which is, I'm really glad that you asked that question. So yeah, I guess I didn't really share what the goals were, but, or I guess I did. Yeah, I guess I did. So just really like turn it into a full thing, merch, products. Yeah, that's what I really want to develop. So like, I feel like that's the next phase, because that's more of like a solid, like, not even like passive income, even though yes, passive income, but it just adds a little bit more outside of the blog and like affiliate linking, which I'm really glad that I eventually got into affiliate linking and yeah, all that good stuff. Totally 10 out of 10 recommend. So yeah. Let's see. The next question. So where do you see your content going in the future? Is long form your preference? So I guess that kind of answers what I said in the previous blurb. Pretty much answers this, like where do I see it going in the future? I definitely still see myself being on Instagram. I still see myself being on YouTube. I still for sure see myself having a blog and my newsletter, just like making those things my priority. And I think I'll always have an Instagram. I think it's one of those things that's just like, it's going to always be there. But yeah, just like really elevating my content through long form video. I would like to get back to my self shoots and, you know, hired shoots and all that stuff. But I'm just kind of like, I like the vlog vibes. I like being able to just like share life from my point of view and like add my 2 cents to it and then move on, you know? I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But is long form my preference? It's probably not my preference, but when you think about like monetizing platforms and things of that nature, I'm very much in the space, and from having a blog, long form content, I guess, like I said, has always been my thing. So yes, it's my preference, and it's becoming my preference as far as the video is concerned. How about that? Because it wasn't always video wasn't really my preference at the beginning, but I like being on stories. And I just feel like now when I have vlogs and like do, you know, things like this, my son might be up, things like this, it's just the long form version of stories. So that's how I try to look at it. So let's see. He could still be sleeping. He was like fighting his sleep for a good while today. So he's pretty tired. So yeah. The next question was, how did you and your hubby meet? So we went to the same middle school and high school. Listening. Okay, let me get my son and then I'll be right back. Did you have a good rest? Huh? Did you? Yeah. I see that smile. You had a good rest. Hi, babe. Hi. Okay, Mom's gonna finish recording her Q&A, okay? Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. Okay. Ow. Okay, so. Oh, what? You don't have to be sad. Here. Okay, so Q&A, but there was something I was about to say about him, and now I can't even remember. But anyway, how did my hubby and I meet? We went to the same middle school and high school, but we're not high school sweethearts. I like to make that disclaimer very clear, because that's not our story. I'm not like, oh, we're high school sweethearts, because we're not. We were really good friends in high school, and we didn't start dating until our sophomore year in college. And it's so funny because there was not clarity. So my now husband thought that like I was already his girlfriend, and I was like, you never asked. So his girlfriends, from who he's been friends with forever, his girlfriends were like, you can't just assume, like you have to ask her, like officially ask her. So it worked out. Right before I went off to school in North Carolina, he asked me officially to be his girlfriend, and we've been together ever since. So it's been 13 years. I just realized we didn't even like acknowledge our 13-year anniversary at the end of May, but it was a good weekend, you know, Memorial Day weekend. So technically, I guess we did. But we've been together for a good while, married for 3 years, and yeah, so he was a cool kid. I wasn't not a cool kid, but we just ran in different circles. He was just like the cool, like black kid, like athlete, all that good stuff. Like they had their little like hat cliques where they wore different fitted caps. And that stood like each, you know, fitted cap stood for their little like crew or whatever, the little like I won't even call it like a gang because it's not a gang, but their little like crew or whatever. And I played soccer. I was a top tier, varsity soccer player, club soccer player. So that's what I did. That was my focus. And we became really good friends our senior year in high school, even though, again, I knew who he was. We had a class together, different periods, and then we had another class together, same period, and that's just kind of like how we became friends. And I don't know, we just always treated each other differently, and yeah, the rest is history. 3 years, a baby, 13 years together, 3 years married, and a baby later, and here we are. So that is how I met him. Yeah, is there anything else to add to that story? I like to think that everything obviously happens for a reason in my world. And my world is in Jesus' name. I used to go to preschool and a kindergarten in the neighborhood that we now live in, and it's just crazy because back then, as a child in kindergarten, who knew that I would live in this neighborhood, like with my future husband and our baby, and our dog. So little things like that are just really cool when I think of like full circle moments and just like how God will show you like glimpses of your life and you don't even realize, what that glimpse, what that highlight means until you're in it and able to receive and comprehend it. So, there's another one. Yeah, all your wooden toys. All your wooden toys. Okay, so the next question is, what's my next luxe purchase? So my bag was one of my most recent luxe purchases. I just got a card holder to go with my bag. So that's, I guess, my most like luxe thing that I most recently purchased. Prior to that, I briefly alluded to the fact that I got some Hermes sandals, the Oran sandals, and didn't do an unboxing, got them pre-loved. So I feel like if it's not adding to my Hermes credit, like it just, not like it wasn't worth an unboxing, but I just feel like I didn't need to unbox them. So, but I love them. They're super cute. And I just really wanted some super nice luxe sandals. It was between those or the Saint Laurent tribute sandals. But I was recently telling someone that Zara is basically a good dupe for the tribute sandals. I had some cream shearling sandals that obviously weren't going to last forever because they were cream. From Zara, and that is kind of why I was into the shearling vibe, even though I've had my eye on the Hermes. They're listed under shearling, but they're also listed under woolskin. So I've seen both. They're also listed under shearling on the website, but the shearling ones on the website look like soft fur. So are you pooping or what? Like, this is all on video. So yes, I guess they can be named both things, but the shearling is like very, like, it's shearling compared to what it looks like on the site, even though it's also called shearling. Are you pooping? This is going on video. Like, I'm not gonna edit this out, just so you know. So my next luxe purchase after the card holders that I just got, I'm actually going to, so there's a couple of things that I want. I would like to get my new lens next. I'm going to get a vlogging lens. I have a Canon EOS M50, which is actually a question that someone asked once I posted my mirror mount rather. Someone asked me what camera I have. Obviously, considering weight and things of that nature, when you think of a suctioned mirror mount, I've got a Canon M50. It's actually a light camera. I feel like I've definitely made it seem like it's bigger than it is, but it's actually not that big of a camera. And because you can take because you can take the lens off, it actually is just a super light body, and whatever lens you have is whatever is going to, like, that to me is what changes the weight. But as far as the mirror mount, it's worked good. As y'all saw earlier in the video, I used it to do my lashes, and it's top tier. I definitely think we found something. I think we're on to something, and it was $20. So it came with a light that I'm probably not going to use because I'm either going to shoot in direct light or shoot with my mirror. So yeah, anyway, Canon M50, I love it. I just am gonna get a new lens. So that's probably my next Lux purchase. You know, you gotta invest in your brand too. You gotta invest in your business too. So definitely something to elevate that. And I'll probably get a microphone as well, because the audio can be tricky, especially if I'm filming out, and then I need to get a new phone because the audio on my cell phone can be tricky as well. Yeah, can be tricky as well, babe. So, what else? There was another question. And okay, so this question is, what's your favorite thing about creating content for YouTube? And I think with YouTube, okay, I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. Okay, so quick recap. The question was, what's your favorite thing about creating content for YouTube? And I'm gonna pick you up in 2 seconds. So my favorite thing about creating content for YouTube. It's good. It's the best. Mountain Valley, it's the best water. It's the best water. Anyway, my favorite thing about creating content for YouTube is the fact that I can talk to y'all for longer, because like I said earlier, I really like doing stories, and I feel like, yeah, come on. I feel like YouTube is just long stories. Hey, yeah, it's just long stories. So, okay, sorry, I've got to get him, get baby situated. Okay. So I feel like YouTube is just like long form stories, and I just like being able to talk to you guys. I love, like I said, the vlog aspect. I finally, you know, found my way to shoot how I like to shoot and record vlogs. So I feel like I like that. I love a good point of view vibe, which I feel like has always been my experience though. I feel like when I created my page, I always wanted to create like a level of escapism. I just wanted to, you know, show a different perspective, a different point of view, if you will. So yeah, that is what my favorite thing about YouTube is. I like that you can just kind of not like put up anything, but there's just like so much content on YouTube. Like I think I kind of underestimated, and maybe not. When I think of YouTube, I think of Pinterest, respectfully their own platforms, but in the sense of the amount of content that you can find on YouTube. And I don't know, I've always loved the idea of like, you know, being yourself for a living, and people that are on YouTube. When I think of like the Aaliyah's faces and the girls that, you know, that fall in line with her, I even just love how it's like we're just living our lives and we just choose to record it. And I feel like anyone that has anything negative to say as far as the social space, in the sense of someone choosing to do something, like for example, you know, people like, oh, you know, who do you think you are? And, you know, people don't really care to watch that kind of like attitude about YouTubers. I'm just like, honestly, you don't get to talk about someone doing something that you're not doing. If you're doing it better, then that's one thing. Like if you have advice, that's one thing. But it's like people just talk smack all the time about all kinds of stuff, and I'm just kind of like, you know what? I don't really care. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I don't need you to question me about it. In my Jocelyn Hernandez voice, like, okay. But I just love that I can, you know, talk to y'all for longer periods of time and just, you know, bring you in beyond the stories. It's like stories is one step, and then like YouTube is the next step after that, as far as, you know, video content and like delving into your everyday life. So yeah, that's what I like about it. And then I think what I love more than I actually thought I would was being able to have all these videos to like look back on. Like I think that's pretty dope. You just have videos. Like back when I was an athlete, I wish that I had I emphasized to my parents, like, oh, record my games and stuff. You know, I wasn't like trying to make like a highlight tape or anything, even though I was super good. But when I think about, yeah, well, it's okay. when I think about stuff like that, it's like, you know, video and like social media, though, yes, we had camcorders and things, like it wasn't a priority as such, but now in today's time it is. So when I think about like video content and like things to look back on, our first flight with the baby, like, you know, stuff like that, like, yes, I'll be able to have those clips and that stuff forever, but I just think it's pretty cool that I've got all this video content now. So yeah. There is, I'm pretty sure, one more video. Oh, so someone asked, how do you take such quality pictures? Do you use a preset? So I am currently using a filter. I use the Teza app after about 3 or 4 tries of trying to figure out what I want my pictures to look like. When it came to using the Teza app, I finally figured it out. And while I'm not going to share my exact flow because I feel like you should create your own flow, I now use the Teza app. So I use a grainy style filter that I kind of customized that I feel like fits my type of shooting, type of lighting, imagery, etc. And I absolutely love it. And like I've always said from the beginning, as far as creating an aesthetic, as far as just like using a filter or a preset, your preset is only as good as the picture that you're putting it on. So if the quality of your picture, and I'm also aware of this too, like even like videos, if the quality of your video or whatever is just like not that good, like whatever preset you put on it's just not going to be that good because it's just not good quality. So the preset hardly matters if the quality of the photo is not at least pretty solid. So pretty solid. So that is, I think, all the questions. What was this one? There were, my screenshots are just like not organized. They're not all the way organized. Not all the way organized. But yeah, so I think that was everything. I think that was everything. Let me just double triple check, because see, the thing is, it's like I have my like DM screenshots, which then I have my like Holy Bible app screenshots, and those have black backgrounds. So baby's pulling my hair, my braids. Why do you focus, or like why are you so heavily focusing on intentional living now? And I think the short answer is I've always focused on intentional living. I just didn't have like a name for it. Like I feel like I've been really intentional about my life and about the things and the moves that I want to make, whether it's, you know, planning my wedding and having no color, or just literally doing what I want to do. Like back in the pandemic when I was, you know, putting iced coffee into a wine glass, it's like anyone's gonna always say something negative about something or try to make something seem less than, and that's just life. That's just the world. Like that's just the enemy. And I'm not calling those people the enemy, but it's like the enemy perverts things that God saw as good. So if I feel like something that I'm doing is good for me, good for my life, good for my day to day, someone choosing to be like, why do you do that? Or like the video I had mentioned on my stories about, so I bought an ice tray with it's a heart-shaped silicone ice tray, so I could use heart-shaped ice cubes for my iced coffee. And I was inspired to do so because I saw this video. This girl has an ice drawer in her really nice fridge, and it was just super dope. So I was like, bet, I'm gonna do that. But the people were going in on her, and in my opinion, first of all, the definition of intentional living is intentional living is when you're mindful, observing, and intentional about having the determination to achieve a goal. So intentional living enhances every area of your life. It influences your relationships, your career, your family, your hobbies, your health, your spirituality. And yeah, so that is why I'm so like, I'm naming it and claiming it now. Like I have always been intentional. I'm a minimalist. Like I don't purposely buy everything. I purposely like do not jump on all the trends. Like there are certain things that I buy that sure may be trending, but I really just beat to my own drum and stay in my own lane. And it's really helped me be cool with what I have going on. It may not be the route that gets the most likes or, you know, whatever, but I like what I have going on, and I feel like it's how I've stayed true to myself after all this time and not changed up simply because of X, Y, and Z. And you know, anything can cause a change. But even like being a mom, like I've always said I was gonna, you know, be a certain type of mom and, you know, not let myself go and whatever that means. Let yourself go in health and wellness and fashion, whatever. So intentional living for me, I just feel like I'm like claiming it and naming it now, but I feel like I've always lived that way. And especially when I started my platform, like my platform, I was intentional about not making my platform a relationship oriented platform, not because there's anything wrong with that, because that's not what I wanted my portion to be. That's not what I wanted my like brand and blog to be about. Like my day, when I created Daily Dose of Luxury, it was with the intent of creating a space for women like myself who at the time were, you know, engaged or wanting to be engaged, wanting to be married, like had a space where we could, you know, improve our mindset. So little things like that, I feel like I've always been intentional about, but now I like have a name for it, even though it's already, you know, been named. So anyway, I am definitely on the intentional living movement, and I'm not going to let anyone make me feel bad for it. If I want my heart-shaped ice cubes and I want to buy, you know, only Skims bras and only cup bras and drive a certain car, I'm intentional about that, and those are the choices that I choose to make. And as long as it's not blaspheming the Lord, okay, then I think I'm good. If I need to repent, then I will. But for right now, yeah, I've chosen to intentionally do things, intentionally shop places. Yeah. All those things. And it's fantastic. So, also with intentional living, it eliminates the need for me to judge people off of like random stuff, like the ice cube thing. Like when I say the people, like the comments were like, oh, like this is what rich people do in their free time, and it's like, it's not about being rich or poor. Like, first of all, it's just ice, it's just frozen water. The fact that she's taking time out of her day to do this, it's just what she's choosing to prioritize. Some of them, like some people in the comments, are choosing to prioritize calling her out for no reason, while she is choosing to prioritize, you know, doing her ice cube trays. So I think we all have choices, and we all prioritize certain things, and there are people who prioritize things that make them feel good and add to their overall lifestyle and well-being. So that's, yeah, mom's about to be done. So that's where I'm at with intentional living, and yeah, I love it here. It's gonna always be intentional for me. It's gonna always be what's best in the lifestyle and life of Jasmine as it pertains to her family, her child, her living arrangements, all of those things. Like, it's not about what anyone else, you know, what anyone else has going on. So yeah. But that's it. That was all the questions. And yeah, I'm glad that you guys asked. And right, let me triple check. I'm glad that you guys asked. And right, okay, so I shared the recipe for my, I shared the recipe for my iced coffee. That was a question too. So anything that is now something that I feel like you should try or consider, I am linking all that stuff under my try this story highlights. So even with that, I like cleaned out all my story highlights, intentional, just wanted to like get straight to the point and not have too much stuff going on. So if you're looking for anything specific, I will be adding stuff to my try this story highlight. I know, babe, I'm gonna feed you. And yeah, Sun is getting a little restless, so we are going to we're gonna wrap it up. I think that's everything. Hubby, content, yeah, intentional living, yes, all the things. So yeah, that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this Q&A. I have a vlog coming out after this, so if you're watching this, you might as well go ahead and subscribe, like, and share, because a vlog will be coming very soon after. And yeah, it's time to feed this guy. I'm gonna try on some new leggings that I got, and that's it. I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye.